Hello and welcome to the top 10 humans on Bleach Brave Souls. This will consist of the top 10 characters with a human affiliation. So even though characters like Ichigo technically are human, he will not be on this list since he doesn't have any human affiliation characters. Now some of you are thinking, well yeah, no duh. But trust me, this is something I actually have to clarify, because I got a surprising amount of comments asking where Rukia was in the top 10 captains in BBS, which I will be redoing. So yeah, clarification is important apparently. With that out of the way, let's begin.
パーティーはこれからよ。キャンドルを灯してレッツクリスマス。
Starting off the list, we have the Christmas version of Ryuga, who's kind of an underrated character if you ask me. She's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and she can inflict debilitating burn on all of her attacks, including her strong attacks that all have really good range. Her strong attack 3 is full screen, her strong attack 1 is a lunge move, but her strong attack 2 is actually kind of weird. It still has a decent amount of damage and it hits a good number of times, increasing the chance of inflicting burn. It just takes a little bit longer to execute completely, and it's easy to dodge and not have the attack go all the way through. Either way, it's still a good attack. She's also got a Neuron Card Killer and a strong attack damage link, which are all pretty good things to have. Not to mention that this character's usability actually went up thanks to Senkaimon, and the fact that burn and poison characters are now a very valuable thing in specific situations when it comes to bosses. I'm sure a number of you, as well as myself, have used either burn or poison to get through some of the boss rooms when we don't have the optimal character.
こっからがお楽しみだよ。それ。
Next up, we have the zombie bride version of Orihime. She also has a pretty high SP as well as Frenzy, not to mention debilitating weakening on all of her attacks, including her strong attack 3, which is a charge move and doubles in strength when fully charged. This is actually really good for her because she has a strong attack recharge link, which is the best link for anybody with a status ailment to have, since it allows you to continue using your strong attacks and vastly increases the chance of inflicting the status ailment. All of this make this character a really good PvE character, since she brings in both damage thanks to her charging strong attack, among the rest of her strong attacks, and she brings in debilitating weakening, which lowers both the attack and defense of the enemies, allowing for more damage from Orihime and the rest of the team.
これはプレゼントだ。僕と一緒にいよう。ずーっとね。
Next up is Shukuro Tsukishima, the White Day edition. And I know it's starting to feel a bit like a seasonal video, but I promise it's not. It just so happens that this is the order. Still, this character is really good. He's got a decent attack with a normal attack damage link, as well as a plus 40 bruiser, increasing his own normal attack by 60% in total. Now this attack is high. Obviously it's not as high as some other characters, even characters that came out around this time. But that's not the only thing this character has going for him, because he also has a decent SP, especially for a high attack character. In fact, out of all the NAD characters, he actually has the highest SP, at 665. Plus, he's got a plus 40 Berserker, meaning that this character's strong attacks are actually pretty good, and better than a lot of hybrid characters, because not only do they inflict a decent amount of damage, but his strong attack 1 and 3 have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening, along with his piercing normal attack, and his special, which has bombardment, making it hit twice, and deal a lot of damage, assuming you don't chappy him. Finally, we have this character's strong attack 2, which is a barrier move, making this character a team player who can also dish out damage and inflict status ailments. He really has a lot going for him, and I'm actually really surprised he doesn't appear on more lists.
こっちから行くよ。
See, I told you this wasn't a seasonal list, because next up we have Jackie, a character that took K-Lab for whatever reason a really long time to make a 5-star out of. But the one we got is actually really good. She's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and a boosted strong attack damage link of 25%. Speaking of boosts, she's also got a strong attack 2 that's a boost move, and she's got Enhancer, meaning this boost lasts 20 seconds, and it increases the attack, defense, and focus of Jackie and all of her teammates. Now this is both a good and a bad thing. With her stats increased, she can survive longer and dish out more damage, both with her normal attack and her strong attacks. But unfortunately, she does have that 40-second wait to be able to use the strong attack. Meaning you're gonna have to get creative on how you build this character, because otherwise you're just gonna have your strong attack 1 and strong attack 3 for most of the run. Still, it doesn't change the fact that she's a really good character that can dish out a lot of damage and support the team. And while it is a longer than average wait, it does kind of open up the possibility of a variety of different builds for this character that would all be really good, whether it's normal attack related or strong attack related.
よーし頑張るよ。えへー。 織姫必殺ウォーターアタック。
Next up, we have another Orihime on the list, this time being the swimsuit one, who has a really high attack as well as a plus 40 bruiser and a plus 20 full stamina damage link, which not only increases the damage on her normal attack but also her strong attacks and her special, which by the way is absolutely insane considering she has bombardment and inflicts weakened defense. This special actually does a ton of damage at full health, especially if you have a Tenshintai, which is a good reason not to chappy this character. Another good reason is the fact that her strong attack 1 has a 180% mag, though you don't really see all that damage on one character unless you're really close up. Now with that said, you do lose the stamina damage link if Orihime gets hit, but considering she has a strong attack 2 that's a barrier move, that possibility becomes a little less likely, as the barrier does a really good job of protecting her since she is ranged, and it makes her a really good character to take in co-ops, especially some of the tougher ones, since you can protect the rest of your team. Orihime has also got a Soul Reaper killer, which is currently the best killer in the game, and is one of the best characters to take for autoing, because even if she does get hit and loses the link effect, she can still dish out a ton of damage on her own. I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit repetitive, since we just did 2 Orihimes and here is the second Ryuga. Only this Ryuga's a little bit better than the first one we covered, since she has a significantly higher SP, also has Frenzy, and can inflict debilitating weakening on everything, including her devastating strong attack 1 with a 180% mag, and an above average number of hits. We're actually starting to see a lot more of this type of strong attack, and it's a really good attack for a character that can inflict debilitating weakening to have, since it has a high probability of inflicting the status ailment. Not only that, but this character also has a strong attack recharge link, which as I mentioned earlier is the best thing for any character with a status ailment to have. Ryuga's also got pretty good range on the rest of her strong attacks, though unfortunately her strong attack 3 isn't a full screen. She's also got a no affiliation killer, which depending on who you ask is either a good or a bad thing, though we are starting to see it pop up a lot more, and she's got a complete immunity to freezing. All of this make Ryuga an excellent character for any PvE, and that's why she's at number 5.
さっさと終わらせてえだろお互いによ。
Up next we have the Bonds version of Kugo Ginjo, who is the only good Ginjo in the game. Sorry, I've just seen way too much of the other one. I'm very passionate about not liking him, though this one's okay. He's actually more than okay. He's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and a strong attack damage link. He's also got an Arankar killer, and some really good range on his strong attacks, including a strong attack 3 that's a charge move, and in fact is one of the heaviest hitting strong attacks in the game right now, due to the high SP and the 240% mag. Though unfortunately, much like the other charge moves, this attack is not full screen, but it is close enough. Ginjo's also got a good normal attack, not the highest stat, but the fact that there's only 3 attacks in his string means that he can get off the last attack quicker, and deal the 120 mag faster. Ginjo's also got a decent special. It's full screen and inflicts weakened defense, which you can then use to deal even more damage. All of this and the fact that he's completely immune to paralysis make him one of the best PvE characters right now.
グルブリングってのはね、愛の力なの。
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Ryuga. It's not that I don't like her, I just don't care for her. With that said, I do understand that she's got really good characters in this game, and this is by far the best one, as she not only has a really high SP and Frenzy, but she's also got the ability to have an infinite boost, because her strong attack 2 is a boost move and she's got Enhancer, which is what allows this boost to be infinite, potentially. And this is actually really good for this character, because it increases her attack to over 800, and considering she's got a normal attack that's actually really good and ends with a 360% attack, it actually makes for a really good normal attack. Wrong build coming soon. Despite her being an SP character. But her strong attack 2 isn't the only useful one. Her strong attack 1 and her strong attack 3 have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening, and they actually serve a really good purpose when it comes to this character's build, since her strong attack 1 pushes the enemies back, and her strong attack 3 gathers them all in one spot before hitting them again. So yeah, she's got really good crowd control, and I'm actually surprised I don't see her more often, since she's actually a really good support character that can deal heavy damage because of the boost, weakening, high SP, and Frenzy. And for those of you who think she's just a copy of the green one, I hope this video has helped you see just how wrong that is. There are some similarities, but the characters are vastly different.
そイスケルダ・デル・ディアブロそんなことが
Dear everyone who wrote Where's Chad in my last top 10, here he is. You can calm down now. Chad is one of the best characters to come out for PvP in a while. He has a moderately high attack as well as flurry and poise. Not to mention that his strong attack 2 is a boost move. And he has Enhancer, meaning it lasts for 20 seconds. And while there are boost moves for some other characters on this list, such as Ryuga and Jackie, it is one thing to have a boost move on a character with a high SP and Frenzy, and a completely other thing for somebody who has Flurry, as it brings his attack to over 950, and it makes all of his normal attacks hit twice, making for some really heavy damage. Not just in PvP, but also PvE, where he's also extremely useful, since his strong attack 2 basically makes him a support character, which is not exactly something that's common, having a support character with Flurry. He also has a damage reduction soul trait, which helps him both in PvP and PvE, and it helps make him one of the best auto characters there is right now. But wait, because his other strong attacks are also still useful. Strong attack 1 and strong attack 3 have a chance to inflict paralysis. It's not debilitating paralysis, because that would be broken. His special, while not dealing that much damage, is guaranteed to inflict paralysis, and it definitely comes in handy in PvP. Finally, we have this character's killer, which is Captain. It's a killer that comes in handy in PvP if you're going up against Retsu or Yama. In PvE, on the other hand, it's a killer that doesn't come up often. It really only comes up if you're up against a Captain boss. Most of the time, this isn't really that big of a deal, since he can dish out a lot of damage with or without a killer. However, when the killer is multiplied, he doesn't exactly get any of the benefits until the very end, and only sometimes. Still, he's an excellent character to have, and it was definitely worth the wait of forever to get another Chad. Now before I get on to number 1, here are a few characters that almost made it on this list.
大丈夫、私に任せて。椿。
終わりだよ。安らかに眠るがいい。どうやら少しはマシになってきたな。でもそんな攻撃じゃ僕には通じない。逃げても無駄だよ。最高難易度存分に楽しんでよね。
残念だったな。終わりだ。ヘドが出る。
お見事。そしてさようなら。君にはもはや後悔させる時間すら惜しい。
And at number 1, we have the newest iteration of Uryu. And I don't want to see any Quincy's aren't humans comments, because 1, yes they are, 2, if they have a human affiliation, then they can be on this list, and most importantly 3, shut up Jimmy. Now back to Uryu. He has the highest SP out of any other human on this list, and he's got Frenzy. Plus he's got a debilitating burn on his strong attacks and his special, and he's got a strong attack recharge link, which is the best possible link for this character. Not just because of the increased possibility of inflicting the burn, but because of the types of strong attacks this character happens to have. His strong attack 1 pushes the enemies back while hitting multiple times. His strong attack 2 is a crawling vortex move, which is perfect for things like guild quests as it increases the combo and vastly increases the chance of inflicting the burn. And his strong attack 3 is a charge move that acts completely different when fully charged, as it goes from being a one-directional projectile move to a heavy hitting close to full screen attack. Finally, we have this character's special that's guaranteed to inflict burn and weakens the attack of any enemy it hits. Uryu is one of the best characters in the entire game, not just in terms of human characters, but just PvE in general. You can take him just about anywhere. We did get confirmed that we're gonna get more manga characters. Now I don't know if that means we're gonna get a manga Uryu or not, but even if we don't, this character is definitely a good alternative. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more top 10 lists.